Welcome to Destination Station. Tonight was just something I kind of wanted to put together, talking some Scream 7 theories and predictions. And I see y'all already tearing it up in the chat. Looking forward to getting to that in just a second. But I just got out of seeing the new movie, the new slasher movie called Psycho Killer. Has anybody heard about this movie? Because I felt like I did hear about it at one point, and then there was like little to no marketing for this movie. I just put up a review about it, so go check that out after this stream. But thank you for being here, hanging out with me. I just kind of wanted to talk about some Scream tonight, some theories, some questions I had tonight, and I want to hear what your thoughts are as well. Because tomorrow night we're not going to be able to have Scream talk. I have to be at some a charity event for Cowboys helping Cowboys. Long story. I'll tell you later about that. But anyways, I can't be a part of this tomorrow night, so I wanted to do it tonight. Also, Saturday night, I think I'm going to be over on Marcus's channel. We're supposed to be doing like a party stream or something like that. So bring your drinks, bring your snacks for that. So I was like, you know what? Just looking ahead at what we got, I need to do this stream tonight. So I'm glad y'all showed up and showed some love. Please smash that like button if you haven't already. If you're just popping in, or if you're watching this in the replay mode, please smash that like button and hit the hype button as well, because that really helps out this video and this chat. I just realized I really need to shave. I'm looking a little rough tonight, y'all. Are y'all used to this? Not babyface Destin? Anyways, I'm going to get to the chat. We might have some guests that pop in later. I'm not sure. So yeah, let's just hang out for a little bit and just chill. And I want to hear your thoughts on Scream 7. I just missed y'all, to be honest. I just kind of was like, you know what? I haven't streamed in a couple days. Let me hang out. Let me hang out with my fam, my horror hooligans, I like to call y'all. So yeah, we got DJ in the house saying, I'm ready with a bucket full of muffins, OOPs. That's welcome to dairy. I know it's Scream 7. Got my drink ready. Hell yeah, bro. Go DJ. I got mine too, if it would render in. There we go. Yeah, I got mine as well. Cool. Good to see you, DJ. Go DJ. That's my DJ. Go DJ. Let me know if the audio is okay too, because I got the music playing as well. I kind of want to throw that vibe up there. I know a lot of times it's silent, but sometimes I don't like dead silence. Does everybody like some background noise, whether it be a TV or some music or something like that? That's the point of this. But if it's distracting, let me know, because I will take it away. Talking Star Wars in the house. Ready, Freddy. Hell yeah. Good to see you. We got Dom in the house. Hey, bro. Did see a StreamYard link on Instagram. Yeah, it was kind of like an impromptu thing, dude. Might go solo tonight. I don't know, man. I don't know how long I'm going to go tonight. It depends. We do have, speaking of, we do have a goal up as well. Super chats obviously always go to the front of the line. Those are always top priority. But we do have a goal, and if we do meet that goal, I will extend this stream for an extra hour. Or if you would prefer, depending on all the super chats that come in, we could do a watch party after this, because I'm kind of down to just hang out tonight, you know. So yeah, let me know if you want that. Tear up that goal, because I just want to just hang out tonight, throwback. We got 1 week away from Scream 7. Can you believe that? I have my tickets, I think, for 6 p.m. next Thursday. Expect a right out of the theater reaction, a movie review, obviously, an after party, non-spoiler, and then I'm going to wait until about Saturday or Sunday, and then we're going to do a full spoiler discussion while everyone has a chance to see the movie over the weekend. So, get ready. I hope this movie lives up to the hype. Let's see here. We got Reaper Kid in the house. I'm definitely leaning towards Anna Camp and Robbie. Yeah, it seems like, I mean, honestly, I would be really surprised if it is an Anna Camp, for sure. I don't know about Robbie, but Anna Camp, is definitely up there. I think we're all up there with it, even with like that Instagram story that kind of got deleted afterwards, where, you know, we were neighbors by fate and she was holding the book of like Right Out of Darkness or whatever by um Sydney. So it's no longer, you can't see it anymore, but there's a lot of images across the, you know, the web or whatever that everyone took. So yeah, Anna Camp seems like the go-to. It just seems like that would be the approach that they were going to take before they rewrote the entire story to surround Sydney. I think that was like, because originally the idea was Anna Camp. We thought that Leslie Marker was coming back with the Sam Carpenter story. That's what I feel like there's like a lot of mixture on. The Sam Carpenter story, the Carpenter sister story, having Leslie Mocker as the killer. In this one, that's what we were all predicting before they decided to switch routes and go the Sydney route and the family route. And now everyone's still on board that it's going to be Leslie Mocker more than Stu Mocker, or it's going to be both of them teamed up. I'm really curious how they're going to do this. I want to be wrong. I want you to be wrong. I want us all to be surprised, and I also want it to hit that land. Talking Star Wars says, stab the like button or else shoot the subscriber button and show Destin and his big toe some love and his guests love. Also, when this stream is over, smash the hype button. Thank you, Shannon. I really appreciate you. Yes. Stab that button. If nothing else, if you can't do anything else, please, I appreciate that. If you're just popping in and popping back out, hitting that like button really helps out the channel a lot, and it's truly appreciated. And also, why you got to put my big toe on blast like that, Shannon? Not everybody knows about my big toe. One time, we had a stream where I had to take my shoe off for a super chat. Took my shoe off and I showed, because back in the day I used to work for FedEx years ago, and I had some freight. I was in an MD-10 plane unloading freight out of this plane, and there was nowhere to go on the left or right, and this freight ran over my foot, like slammed over it. But I was wearing steel-toe boots, but still, even with that, it flexed. My boot flexed down and popped my big toe, like clean cut. My left big toe. And then it messed up my toenail. It looks a little better now. You know, it's been some years. It's still fragilia. But it still ain't been right since. And so for years, it was my ugly toe. But you know what? It's looking better. But since Talking Star Wars is going to put my toe on blast, I had to tell the story. Thank you for that. King Matthew said, what's up? What's up, King Matthew? Welcome to the party. Good to see you. That would be 1.74 to the Destination Acting Fund. Hell yeah. I've been submitting self-tapes and auditions left and right lately, and I might have a commercial coming up. Don't know yet. We'll see. I really was trying to get on that Roseanne show down in Austin, Texas. It's called Meemaw. It's got Roseanne and Randy Quaid, but they just wrapped filming, and I was like, man, I hope they get a season 2 because I'd like to work with them. King Matthew says, I'm still kind of thinking Scott is one of the killers in Scream 7. He just seems so sus in that B&B scene that's shown in the trailer. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, you know what I think? It's like you see him and then you don't see him. You see the whole chase scene. I feel like he's going to intentionally play games with Michelle Randolph's character. I want to call her Ainsley from Landman. But, yeah. I feel like he's going to be playing games like he loves the games too much. I think he's going to like try and scare her, or even maybe possibly try to kill her. And then the real Ghostface shows up and kills him. You know what I mean? I don't see him like being there, killing her, burning the house down, and then showing up later on and being a part of the movie. Unless it is like that. He kills her, burns the house down. Then he's the early reveal of a Ghostface killer that runs to Sidney Prescott's house and gets ran over by Gale. If you remember that aspect, that there's a rumor out there that that's what's supposed to happen. He might be the one that gets ran over early on in the film. Carrie Crave Cinema, what's up, my sister from another mister? Go subscribe to Carrie. Super awesome over there. Hey, what's up? What's up? Good to see you, my friend. My sister from another mister. Let's see here. Val's in the house. Hey, you guys. From the Goonies. Good to see you, Val. The General. Always holding it down. Hashtag Digital Bouncer. Kicking trolls' asses one stream at a time. Oh, yeah. Was anybody interested to see that Psycho Killer movie that came out tonight? It comes out really tomorrow, but I saw it tonight. So it's like I just put a review out for it. I've seen a couple other reviews that came out today. There was no really early reviews for it. So it's really mixed. Some people are like, oh, I dig it. And then other people are kind of like, this movie's a waste of time. So it's got a very like David Fincher. It feels like it should have been like in the 90s. But I don't know. This isn't a Psycho Killer stream. But I just want to know, did anybody go out and see it? Like I said earlier, start posting your theories and predictions. 1 week away. Dynamite. Hell yeah. Talking Star Wars says prediction. Destin his big toe. What's up with the big toe talk tonight? What the Hades? That was really lame that I said that. What the hell? Prediction. Destin, his big toe, Dom, and others are ghost faces. Probably Dumalama Ding Dong. I can see Dumalama Ding Dong being a ghost face. Hell yeah. I could be a ghost face too. I think I'd be a really good ghost face if I wanted to be. You know? I think so. I think I would be. Actual prediction. I think multiple ghost faces. I mean, they could be teasing us with the new Twisting the Knife video. Oh yeah, that came out today too. I posted something over on TikTok about it. I like the song. I dug it. I was like, with McKenna Grace in it, and then you get like a surprise of David Arquette playing Dewey or whatever, directing the video. I was like, really cool. I was like, I like it. I added it to my playlist. The ghost face in the music video coming down and stabbing like the platform that, and they're missing it and stuff. I was like, it's a little cheesy. It almost reminds me of that video back in the day that got canned for Godzilla 1998 with it was that one guy that is like with the big top hat. He did that one music video where he was like in that room where the floor was moving and then the walls were moving and everything, the ceiling was moving, and it was like Future. I don't know what the fuck the song is, but he like did all these movements with like the floor moving and all that kind of stuff. Well, he did a video for Godzilla and it got canned. It was a very expensive music video, but it was like him sliding and doing those same kind of movements in between like Godzilla's feet. And Godzilla was like missing him and flipping over and just doing all this like real cinematic stuff. But they canned it. You probably still find it on YouTube if you look for it. It's Godzilla 1998 music video, not the P Diddy one or the Puff Daddy one at that time. But I can't remember that guy's name. Damn. Anyways, I kind of got vibes of that in this. The song was great. It was obviously all green screen. But the Ghostface coming down with the knife, it kind of reminded me of like a boss battle in a video game. I was like, oh, this is kind of like something you'd see out of like God of War or something. Like, I think that was cool. I hope they get some ideas and make a video game. I liked it though. The video was good. It was fun. I liked it. Dominic St. Clair Studios, Dom Lamadino says, what if it's revealed in Scream 7 the patient in the middle of the ward is Heather Langenkamp, and she is in there because Freddy Krueger has come back to haunt her dreams from the nightmare. Bro, you twisting the knife. I see what you're doing, bro. You know that's right up my alley, man. I'm a big Fred head. And seeing her in there, that would be a really good surprise to see Heather Langenkamp as the secret cameo in this movie. And she's in the psych ward or whatever. I don't know about adding Freddy Krueger and the dreams thing and making it all meta and like this world building of it. I think that's too much on the nose. I don't think Scream needs to do that. I would, however, like to see in this psych ward maybe somebody that's dressed like Freddy Krueger again, kind of like Wes Craven was in Scream 1996 as the janitor. See another janitor dressed up, and somebody said, "Not you, Fred." What if they AI'd Wes Craven into this movie to do that scene? Just to show some love. And then they got to put For Wes at the end of the movie again. I hope we get that again, too. But too much on the nose with the Freddy Krueger. I mean, I like that kind of stuff, you know. But in Scream 7, I don't think it's necessary. Or I think it would be... You're taking it into a more fantasy realm. And they got to be opposite from the Scream movies to Nightmare on Elm Street. But yeah, I like where your head's at, though, bro. Let's see here. If I skip over you, I'm sorry. Carrie Crayson says, as y'all trickle into the stream, please remember to stab the like button as if your life depended on it. Yeah! What my sister said. Do that shit. Do that shit. Dude, I don't know. Thank you. Thank you for that. Sorry, I'm in a little bit of a goofy mood. I went and saw like an early screening and you know, kind of got my second win. I was like, you know what? Tomorrow's Friday. Let's have a stream. Since definitely we can't do it tomorrow night. Let's see. Talking Star Wars says, aren't you and Eric gonna fight Saturday too? Carrie and me want you to play nice, Dest. Definitely not gonna play nice. It's gonna get heated. It's gonna get real heated. Actually, I wanted to do it Saturday night, but I forgot Marcus has his party stream that we're gonna do, the like glow in the dark party stream thing. We've done that before for the other Scream movies. We're doing it Saturday night, so I don't want to overlap that. So I'm probably gonna move it to Sunday, get a little bit more time to cook, let y'all all get ready for it. Because me and Eric, we're gonna go head to head. And we're neither one of us are going to play nice. It's going to get dirty. So I need y'all in the chat to chime in and tell us why Scream 4 is good or one of the worst. If it's one of the better ones or if it's one of the worst. Because you know we're on two different opposites. I think Scream 4 is my least favorite. Just putting it out there. Well, it's neck and neck with Scream 6. But it's up there. You know what I mean? Before Scream 6, it was always my least. Carrie Christian says, Des, you have a shadow. That's about it. Nothing too diff. What shadow? I got a shadow? Shadow of what? Shadow from Homeward Bound? Shadow, Chance, and Sassy? Am I showing my age on that? Does anybody know what Homeward Bound is? That was my shit back in the day. Homeward Bound and Three Ninjas. And Surf Ninjas. Get at me. Every time somebody says, can you fight? I'll be like, I've watched a lot of Surf Ninjas and I've watched a lot of Three Ninjas. Don't test me. Why you test my gangster? Invisible Dream. Nice. Audio is good, Des. Thank you. Thank you, sis. Appreciate you. Love you. Great on sound. Awesome. Thank you, DJ. Stu is the killer. The end. Carlos Sandoval says, Stu is the killer. The end. You think that's it? We're going to find out in 1 week. 1 week, we're going to find out if Stu is the killer. We shall see. I hope he's at least the main killer. But how do y'all feel about this? If Stu is the killer. If Stu is the killer. If he's revealed to be alive and well, and he's like this mastermind behind it all. And if they go into Scream 8, where are they going to go with that? How are you going to go into Scream 8 if you kill off Stu when he's revealed as the killer? Or is he revealed as the... if you get a couple of reveals, the other killers get killed. Stu gets revealed. He gets severely injured. I want his ass to get beat up by a phone again. I want Sydney to just like hit him several times over the phone just to call back to the original, you know? Like, like knocks his ass out and she keeps on running or something. But anyways, I want stuff like that. But if he is revealed, I don't want him to get killed. I want him to like get apprehended and lead into Scream 8. And that's where we kind of take that following approach where he's like, it's bigger than you think, Sid. It's not over. You know, even though that I'm locked up, and maybe her and Gail or, you know, Tatum have to go to him and try to get leads on what's going on, you know? Thank you, Carrie. Joseph the Hard Guy. Hi. What's up, Joseph? Welcome to the party. Glad to have you here, buddy. Hell yeah. Paula's in the house. What's up, Paula? Good to see you. Nice. King Matthew says, I'm curious on how they're going to use Gail in Scream 7. So far, the recent TV spots made it seem like there's tension between her and Sid. Again, maybe Gail's getting punched again. I want her to get punched. She needs to get punched. Like, seriously, like I don't know how they're going to use Gail in this one either. Why isn't she in the when we see Sydney running and get into her house, where is Gail at this time? We don't see the Meeks either. I think that whole scene with the with the restaurant, the bar, you know, with Celeste O'Connor, the Meeks twins, and whatever's going on, I think that happens right before the climax. I thought that was going to be early on in the movie, but I think that's going to be right before the climax. So I think that it's going to be I think that curfew is going to be taken into effect, and then but maybe a worker or the owner is like, yeah, but you know, if y'all want to come hang out at the bar, y'all can come hang out at the bar, and that's where they hang out at, you know, and they think it's safe, but Ghostface shows up and it causes a lot of shit. Joseph the Horror Guy says, just watch Megan 2.0 tonight on Netflix. I'm rewatching it. Violet McGraw is a good actress. I want to meet her. Yeah, Megan 2.0 kind of took its like Terminator 2 approach. I liked it for what it was. I had a fun time at the theater, but it needed to be rated R, and I think it needed to have more of a horror angle than it did. It kind of took too much of a goofy action approach. Paula says, I was on Night Watch, Sister Pam, and on my phone, I like Scary with Olympics on. Nice. Hell yeah. All great content creators. Joan Sclafini says, Scream 7 is premiering on my wedding anniversary. Hell yeah. That's awesome. You should go see it for your wedding anniversary. That's super awesome. Love to hear that. DJ Plays Favorite says, here's my theory. For Scream 7 in short-term version, the ending will finish with a bang as the screen fades to black and the credits roll, and just out of nowhere, the phone rings, but it doesn't pick up. You mean it like cuts to credits or it cuts to black, and then you hear a phone ring, and then like the camera comes back on, and it just kind of like zooms in on the phone, and nobody picks it up? Maybe. I would like, if it does do something like that, I would like to see someone pick it up and say, hello? And it's like, Ghostface again. You thought this was over, Sydney? Something like that. But I like where your head's at, for sure. Scott is on my suspect list, too. Yes, absolutely. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. And if I'm not back, that means Ghostface got me, because I'm not supposed to say that. 2 seconds. Converse between each other. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Let's get at it. Also, I wanted to say in that Ice Nine Kills music video that we got today, when David Arquette, Dewey's character, was like shown, I wanted a what if. Did anybody else want that what if like reference? Like he was just like, what if, blah 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 blah, or something. Like I kind of wanted something like that. Because I always liked him in that music video from Scream 3 with Creed. All right, let me see. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. Sorry if I skip you, but I do not mean to. Jones says, I think Stu is going to show up at the end as the final killer. I do too. I'm hoping to. If we do get that Leslie Mocker approach, I think that maybe if I'm okay with Anna Camp being Leslie Mocker, and if that's the reveal, that's the way they go. But I want it alongside with Stu. I don't think it's going to hit as hard unless Stu is revealed with her. Maybe she gets killed and then he gets apprehended. You know what I mean? I want something like that. I have no idea how the climax is going to end on this one. Same. Who else is excited for Scary Movie 6? The trailer is going to premiere before Scream 7. I'm sure it's going to get released online sometime that day. I'm probably going to see it before I see the movie, but it is pretty cool that they put it together. I hope there's some references from like they're playing off of Scary Movies or Scream 7, I think that would be really cool. Wouldn't that be cool if it was Scary Movie 7 and Scream 7 this year? Carrie says, your toe is apparently the talk of the night. I know, Carrie, were you not a part of that stream when I showed my big toe? We're going to have to catch Carrie up to speed. If the price is right, I show my toe right now. Anyways, sorry, I do voices sometimes. Kevin said there's going to be an 8. I believe so too. But that's the thing. If you reveal Stu in 7 and then you kill Stu in 7, where does that leave 8? As an afterthought. Doing something that's not going to hit as hard. Doing something, you know what I mean? Like, you need to reveal Stu and keep it going, for the next couple of movies. We get 8, then we get 9. Hell, keep them going forever. But, after like 9 or maybe 10, let's take a nap. Let's take a nap, and then we'll come back. Paula said, Twist the Knife will be featured in the movie and maybe during the closing credits. I think so too. I think it's going to be in the closing credits. We might get like the Scream 4 thing. When the stab comes down and then the title card comes on and then we get the song, and it's like an upbeat version or whatever. I hope that's not the case because I want it to start off with tension and dread and not fun. If you look at the poster, Matthew's name is on it and the rest of the main cast. Yes, it is. That's very true. Carrie says, I love Twisting the Knife. It was a fantastic song. Yes, it was. Carrie says, my predictions. I want to have fun with this movie. I want to enjoy the fact that Kevin Williamson is directing his baby. I want to be surprised. Same. You know what? I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, man, I just want to go and shake Kevin Williamson's hand and being like, thank you. I feel like I already, I don't know what it is, but I have a feeling this is going to be, mark my words right here. Okay. And we will resurface this after the movie comes out. I think this is going to be my favorite sequel once this is released. Scream 1 and then Scream 7. I think this is going to be kind of like a Fast and the Furious 7. We're rebooting it and we're making it the most badass Fast and the Furious movie ever. Fast 5 and Fast 7 were like epic movies. I think they were like better, dare I say, better than the original. Or the first 3, Definitely better than Tokyo Drift. The fuck was that? Bow Wow? Little Bow Wow drifting Come on. Double ding dong. Paula says, theory, the mental patient with the drawings was never specified as a male or female. That's very true. I think, I don't know why I feel it. I don't know why. But I feel like it's Jill. I feel like it's Jill in the psychiatric ward. I don't know why. I just do. DJ says, into Scream 7 credits roll. Phone rings, but we don't see who picks up the phone on the other side. Yeah. Carrie Crason says, I enjoy the theories. I truly do, but I want to be surprised. I actually hope we all get it wrong. I do too. That's how I feel. I feel like I want to be wrong. Please, for the love of God, make me wrong this time. I want to be surprised. I want to be like, I was not expecting that. That's great. That's awesome. And I want it to feel fresh. I want the writing to be sharp. And I want to feel, you know what I mean? I want it to feel like a Scream movie, like an old school Scream movie. You know what I mean? I want to get those chills and those vibes from it. Be like, ooh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's been a long time since I felt like that. Since y'all ever had can you do that to I Know What You Did Last Summer movie? Hell no. But you can to a Scream movie if it's done right. That was my Rush Hour reference. Can you do that to the Beach Boys? Hell no. Anyways, Marcus is the ref for sure for the showdown for Scream 4 on Sunday. Carrie says, I remember one of those glow-in-the-dark streams. That was fun as hell. Yeah, expect that Saturday night. Carrie, I'm pretty sure Marcus is going to have you on there if you have time. That's going to be a lot of fun. Throwdown. Remember, Carrie, back in the day, we were on Craven's channel taking shots. I ain't taking shots, but I have a drink, you know? Like, I have me a Bailey's like old Greg. I'm old Greg. Bailey's from a shoe or something. But I ain't taking shots because my ass will fall out again on stream. Can't do it. I'm too old for that. Am I a bitch? Maybe. I'm just old. Paula says, is there a time limit? Time limit on what? I'm not quite sure what you're asking. Oh boy, you sure you want to say something about 4? Because I ain't pretty. Because it ain't pretty. I was about to say, you are pretty. 4, because it ain't pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna... for Aaron Kruger coming on board and doing some writing on Scream 4, I think I just didn't... I don't know. It felt borderline scary movie to me, and I'm going to break down all those details on that stream. 5 o'clock shadow, I guess, because you mentioned about facial. Oh, yeah. I don't normally keep this, but I didn't want to shave today or yesterday. I want to be fresh for the charity event that I'm going to tomorrow, so I'm roughing it. I'm cavemaning it today. Val says, Scream 4 is the worst and last on my list. Thank you, Val. Thank you so much for that. The motive sucked, and Jill was nothing but a whiny-ass spoiled brat. Yes, exactly. They want to talk about how crazy she is. Yes, she's crazy, but she's a brat. She's a brat, and it's unbelievable of all the damage they did in the movie. You know what I mean? And there was just... And Ghostface's voice, some of the dialogue at the beginning, I didn't like the opening. I didn't like the vibe. I didn't like... I mean, I like Allison Brie, but I didn't like how she was like talking to herself in the elevator. I didn't like the banter between her and Gil. I just, there's so many cheesy things about it that I was just kind of like, doing too much, man. You're doing too much. Tone it down, Scotty. Carrie Creason says, I remember both of those movies, Homeward Bound. I taped over the VHS when I was a kid with me and my best friend home movies. Hell yeah. Nice. Cody's in the house. Says, sup, Destin? Chat. Destin, did you see the new Ice 9 Kills video with McKenna Grace? If so, thoughts? Yes, we were already talking about that. If you didn't already know, I'm kind of behind on the chat. Sorry about that. But, yes, I did. It was fun. I liked it. I liked the song. It's pretty cool. A lot of special effects. It was a good surprise to see David Arquette, Dewey, in there. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was cool. I need to listen to more Ice Nine Kills music because I'm not really too familiar with them. Joseph says Scream 4 is pretty awesome. I don't mind it. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It just, I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. And it's my least favorite. That one or Scream 6, you know. I need to watch them back to back. But there's no bad Scream movie, to be honest. There's none. So, there's that. Y'all are talking amongst yourselves, kind of scrolling on down. King Matthew says, easiest way to do this if Stu is alive in Scream 7, have it end on a cliffhanger after the final act where Stu kills Gail, leading to Sydney versus Stu in 8. You know, that's one thing that I want. I said this a long time ago, you know. The Scream movies always end on a like a happy note, you know, wrapped up in a bow. Bad guys are dead, good guys are alive. We live to fight another day, whatever. But I want it to feel like that, and then the movie continues, and we get an ending kill. Or maybe like a fate is left to be revealed, like a slash coming down, but you don't know if that person lived or died until Scream 8. And I want that to be Gail. I want it to be Gail at the end. I think that would be super awesome. Because that'll leave a lot of hype. And then it'll be like, Ghostface will return in Scream 8. Boom, put that on there. I also remember the other movies, the first 3 movies, where it was like they showed that like stuttering effect of ghost faces and stuff at the end of the movie. I want that back. Can we get that back for Scream 7? That would be cool. I want that back. I want it back. Sid should punch her during the live TV interview. Oh, that's wild, Paula. If she did that on, like if Gail goes too far on live, like if they had an understanding that, hey, don't ask me about this, don't ask me about that, but all her executives are there and everything, and they're live, and it's like Gail's like, I've been waiting for this interview for 30 years. Of course I'm not going to be nice about this. And she starts diving into questions that Sydney doesn't want. And then Sydney kind of stands up, and then Gail stands up and says, don't leave, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then she says something about her mom or something. You know, do you feel like you're the same as your mom? You know, are you putting that bad karma on Tatum as your mom did on you? Bam! Bitch goes down on live TV. That's a perfect idea. I like that, Paula. I want to see that now. Joan says, I think that a cliffhanger is how they go into 8. Yeah, Scream's never done a cliffhanger, but we'll see. Jamie Hart, what's up, Jamie? Good to see you. Thanks, Carrie. My sound was messed up, but I ran. Oh, okay. You are talking amongst each other. Val says, Gail equals 3 boxing gloves. Hell yeah. Bam, bitch went down. Scream 7 comes out next Friday. Technically Thursday. I'm going to see it on Thursday. Can Hardly Wait. Can't Hardly Wait's a good movie. I've never heard of Can Hardly Wait. I'm just kidding, Paula. I know what you mean. Cody says, I feel like Gail should punch Sydney this time in Scream 8. Oh, it'd be the other way around, Cody? Where Gail actually punches Sydney? Maybe Sydney says something disrespectful. What if Gail is pressing her about the whole thing that's going on, and then Sydney turns around and says, what, like you were there for Dewey? And then Gail clocks her. Boom. That would be crazy. I don't want to see Sydney get punched, though. Sydney, don't punch my girl. But I like that idea, though, in a way. Joseph says, I think Scream 7 will be the last movie. I don't think it's going to be. Given the teases of Scream 8 and some of the leaks of the film being in pre-production, and then also given the numbers, I think that Scream 8 would go to rest if this movie didn't make bank. But the projected ticket sales already is showing this movie is going to make its numbers and then some. MB says, hey, they announced the other 2 daughters today. Check it out. I saw that. A lot of people think that the secret cameo is going to be Jamie Lee Curtis, and it could be Mark Evans' mom, which would be the grandmother of the girls, that comes and picks up the girls, and that's why they she comes up and says, hey girls, and come on, and that's it. But if you start introducing Jamie Lee Curtis into this movie, I get concerned a little bit, because that means that she could probably show up in another movie. And then also, I worry about maybe later on down the road, sequels later, Jamie Lee Curtis trying to take over the franchise a little bit. You know what I mean? It would be a good surprise if it's just a one and done thing. But if she's like a continued character, because I feel like if she comes and takes the girls, and then at the end, Ghostface is done, I feel like we need that moment of like Sydney seeing her girls again and like hugging and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, everything is all happy and go lucky and all that kind of stuff. So that means we would have to see the grandmother again. Jamie says, uh-oh, Des said, I'll be right back. I know, I shouldn't have said it. I take a lot of risks. I'm lucky, I'm Irish, so I feel like it kind of like evens itself out. I hope it'd be good. Yeah, me too. DJ says, you're the second person who said, I'll be right back, as Sister Pam also said that. Yeah, Sister Pam's awesome. She puts out great content. King Matthew says, regarding Dewey and Scream 7, I'm really hoping they give us a Dewey tape in Scream 7. Maybe that's who gives the rules in Scream 7, since Dewey did get the rules in 5. That could be interesting. I would like that. I'd be okay with that. Like Dewey giving the rules, and maybe being on a tape kind of like Randy did in Scream 3. I heard the rules are supposed to be around reboots, I know a lot of people thought it was going to be retcons or whatever, but yeah, I think this is going to be reboots all the way. Which requels I feel like is kind of like a reboot. Like, I mean, what is what, right? Let me see here. Carrie says, okay, beautiful people, tell me your predictions. Scream 7. I want to hear some good theories. Me too. Cody said, spoiler, Stu comes back as a ghost. Damn. That'd be funny. PP break. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a little behind. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me see if I can catch up a little bit. Jamie says, I don't really have any theories except that Anna Camp will be a cop. Oh. Carrie Cray Cinema, that's all I got. Yeah, what if Anna Camp is a cop? Kind of like Judy Hicks. And works with Mark Evans, and maybe there's a little bit of flirtation there that Sydney's like, don't tell me you make lemon squares. But it seems like Anna Camp is good friends with Sydney, so she could be a cop too. I want that to make sense. If they're neighbors, especially next door neighbors, make it make sense that if she is a Ghostface, make it make sense that reason how she got the house next door to Sydney, or Sydney vice versa. Like, I don't want it to be cheap and just convenient writing. You know what I mean? Vals, are you hyped for movie or scary movie? DJ says, would love to see phone ring at the end, credits to Scream 7, and on the other side it's Ghostface parents, mother or father. That'd be funny if Stu answered like, hello? And it's like, what the fuck are you doing, Stu? You doing this shit again? We done told your ass. We had to send you away for 20, 30 years, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, I'm sorry. And then the movie cuts off. DJ says, it would bring back from Scream OG reference. Yeah, it would be, but that would kill the thrill, I feel like, also, even though I want that. But put that in Scary Movie. Jamie says, you keep that toe in your socks, sir. I ain't got no time for feet. What you talking about? My feet look good. I got hobbit feet. All right? And I ain't got no socks on. I don't believe in socks. I'm kidding. I ain't got no pants on either. Just FYI, you know. But I'm kidding. I got pants on. No socks, no pants. I have an interesting theory. What if Tatum gets killed in Scream 7? It's probably unlikely, but it would fit with Sydney's character that anyone who's around her dies. I don't want Tatum to get killed. That's devastating, having your kid killed. I don't think she's going to get killed. I really don't. I think she's going to kick some ass, though. I think by the end of it, when she finally lets go, I think she might actually save Sydney's life. That's what I think. Paula says, I wonder if they are going to be shown during the previews for Scream 7. Is Stu alive? I think so. Laugh out loud. Jamie wants to see your big toe. My big ugly toe. That's my Indian name. That's my Native American name. Like ugly toe. You got Big Chief and Ugly Toe. Cody says, I got a title card for Scream 10. Scream 10, never come back again. Damn. Joshua says, if Stu is dead, would it ruin 8 for you? I don't know if it would ruin 8. I would welcome 8 as always, as I would always welcome a Scream movie. But the hype would be gone away, right? I feel like the hype would be gone. If hold on one second, y'all. I feel like if the hype would be gone if that's what if they do that, you know. The hype would definitely be gone. It wouldn't be that exciting because where do you go from there? You're not gonna have something that's gonna beat the Stu reveal. Fantastic Oracle says Scream Mania. That's right. Hell yeah. That's a good name for a YouTube channel. Scream Mania. I want to give Kevin hugs. Me too. He just seems like a good dude. Jamie says, I agree with that. I want to be surprised too. That's why I stay away from the trailers. I like it hot and fresh. Yeah. Like a hot and spicy from McDonald's. I like a hot and fresh. Talking Star Wars says, off topic of Scream 7, but Destin, I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1874 book. I ain't never heard of that one. I loved it. Thanks, Carrie. Oh, yeah, it's great. Hell yeah. Watch the remake. I love the remake with Jessica Alba. Hell yeah. 1874. That's it. We do a prequel of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1874. Where the land was the beginning. I don't know. They went hungry on the Oregon Trail, the Texas Trail. Anyways, we do have a super chat in the house. Super chats do go to the front of the line as always. It is my brother from another mother. Shot him 6 times. Marcus with the $5 super chat. Showing some love to my bro. I don't know how much longer you'll be on, but I can try and hop on after I'm done eating. Hashtag Charlie Rocker. Damn, how can I not say it? Charlie Walker rules. Charlie Walker. Sound country as hell. Yeah, dude. Just let me know, dude. I hope you're enjoying your food. Thank you, man, for the $5 super chat. I sent you a link. If you want to pop on, come on. If we do meet our goal with the super chats, we will do an extra stream, and we might go longer on this one. So, show up and show out if you want that. I do have to work in the morning, but I am willing to stay up for the fam. Hell yeah. Maybe do a watch party. Maybe do an hour extra on this stream. Y'all just let us know what you want in a super chat. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. I really, really do. Yeah, just let me know, man. Just pop on whenever you can. I should still be on. Now, where the hell was I? Now that it's... Holy shnikes. Wow, I'm really behind. I'm sorry, everybody. We got 27 people in the house right now. Please smash that like button. Really appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Here we are. Carrie Cray Cinema says they have these characters on lock, so I can't even get a read on anyone. So no point in theorizing till I watch the movie. You still got to theorize. They do have a lot of stuff on lock. I'm curious of what they're gonna actually do. Y'all are crazy. My toe ain't that damn bad. It ain't that ugly. It used to be ugly. It was like Hills Have Eyes toe, and now it's more like Wrong Turn toe. If that makes sense. Cody says, I hope for all of you guys who go see Scream 7 and when Stu comes on, raise your cups and say, this is for you, Steven. We would have like that. Yes, I'm going to be thinking about him the entire movie. I'm going to be like, man, I would love to hear his thoughts on this movie. Rest in peace, my brother. Rest in peace. Steven was really the one that kind of got me into live streaming. I always did like YouTube videos. And before I went into horror and Scream and all this kind of stuff, I did tech and unboxings and Blu-ray hunts and Blu-ray unboxings and steelbooks, you know, collector items, you know. Then Scream was coming out and I did a video on Scream and I saw, oh, that's where my people are. You got to find your people. You got to find your people. And I found y'all. And you found me. It was meant to be. Like, I don't know. I'm just glad we're all here together. Cody says, yes, I just did that one. Why did it jump on me? I want OG Scream as the watch party. Is that what you're saying? If we meet our goal, you want the OG watch party? We could do original Scream watch party tonight. We'll see. Carrie Cray Cinema says, Des making love with the Scream. Gotta love his excitement. May need the Vaseline. Are you rapping? Are you rapping? Are you a rapper? Are you a Dr. Seuss? Red fish, blue fish, green fish, two fish. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Anyways, may need the Vaseline they used in Scream 4. Laugh my ass off. Or the P. Diddy Vaseline. The baby oil. Yeah, I could do this. I could do this all night long. Carrie says, I'm off Saturday, so let's do it. Tell Marcus, put it in that chat that we're all in, and let's party it up on Saturday night. All right, it's enough of that. What time is that live? Well, I don't know. It's Saturday night, though. It should be on Marcus's channel. I think it might be up. I don't know, Marcus. I think you're in the chat now, brother. Maybe he can come on and he'll speak more on it. Let's see here. Carrie says, I have a little bit of Bacardi left, some wine, and Mike. Oh, I thought this Mike's hard in the fridge. Let's do it. Hell yeah. Sounds good. I got some whiskey for some old fashions and some light beer, and have no fear. No shots though. I can't be. Woo! Y'all don't understand. Y'all understand. I don't like to have to recover. You got to take like 2 or 3 BCs. Anybody take BC powder? You got to take 2 or 3 of those before you start drinking on some of these streams. You got to take the green ones, not the blue ones. The green ones are BC arthritis. They got the extra kick in them, okay? The kick, okay? Makes you want to do this. Makes you feel good. It's just got a little bit more like pain reliever in it or whatever, or like caffeine. So yeah, Carrie, if you can handle BC powder, take the green BCs at a Walmart near you. I'm stupid sometimes. Bounce it. Carrie, I'm making a couple of games for Marcus stream. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Sounds good. If you can, Val, if you got that stream, if it's already up, please put that link in this chat. I'd really appreciate that. Or if somebody can. But yeah. Looking forward to have some fun. Jamie said, I feel like I've seen something I'm not supposed to. You're welcome, Carrie. I know I'll be an awesome YouTuber. I think you would be too. I know you'll be an awesome YouTuber too, buddy. Get it. Get it how you live it. King Matthew says, it's interesting that Timothy Oliphant talked about the possibility of returning in Scream 7 in a recent interview. I think Mickey's dead, but what if the plot twist Mickey's the one in the... I don't think he'd be the one in the mental institution, but I do think that there's a possibility he comes back in AI form, or a flashback, or in a video, or a nightmare, or something like that. Why do I want a nightmare? I kind of want to see, like, Sydney running into her brother, and running into Billy, and running into Stu, and running into Roman, and well, I already said her brother, but Mickey, Mrs. Loomis, and then her mom or something, you know? Paula says, I meant, is there a time limit for both you and Eric on your debate? It's probably going to be around the 2-hour mark. It might be longer, depending on, you know, there's not really a time limit. I think people would too, Joseph. Do it. Get to it. Don't talk about it, be about it. I just put out a post today. You know, doubt will kill dreams more than failure. So always go for your dreams. It'll hold you back. There's never going to be a right time for anything. Right time is now. Do it now. Okay? And if you fail a little bit along the way, it's all right. Just keep going. You might stumble. You might fall off for a minute. Keep going. Do it. You know, do what you love. Do what you love to do. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Come on in whenever you want. Joseph said, I think I'm about to react to the Mummy trailer tomorrow. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that trailer. Felt more like an exorcism movie, you know? More than a Mummy movie. Yeah, I'm skeptical of it. I mean, yeah, I'm going to go see it. I think it'll be fun for what it is. But not really liking the child angle to it. And some of the shots, I'm kind of like, man, I feel like we've been here, done that. Unless they got some kind of tricks up their sleeve and there's a big twist or something. And then I heard James Wan walked out of the premiere. Or early, not the premiere, but the early screening of it. So that wasn't a good sign, you know? I don't know. I do want to see it, though. But yeah, talk about it. Talk about it. Whatever is trending, talk about that. That's my word of advice. And put up 3 or 4 videos a week. I didn't watch Scream 4 until later. Nice. Acres of Movies is on here. Hello, and thanks for Stacy. Add alligators to the next Scream. How many? What? What the piss? I don't understand, but glad to have you here. Add some alligators, like an alligator take out Ghostface. That'd be cool. What if you had to like face off with like a flooding? It's like Ghostface, and then there's an alligator. Acres of Movie says, you are back in time. You are casting Scream 2. Laurie Metcalf says no. Who you cast instead? Oh, that's a good question. Who do I cast instead of Laurie Metcalf for Mrs. Loomis in Scream 2? This is me searching my brain. Roseanne? No, I'm kidding. She was in Freddy's Dead. Oh, that was a good question. Back in that day? Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo. Let's go. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm trying to think of actresses that were big around that time. Kate Hudson? Well, she would be too young. You need somebody a little bit older. So maybe Laura Dern? Go with Laura Dern from Jurassic Park. My toe's coming out. I'm just saying. No promises. Paula says, I love Scream 4. Her own cousin. Wow, that reveal was a jaw dropper. And her motive was realistic. She's right, too. You don't have to do much of anything to become famous anymore. Very true. Well, now that it's oversaturated, now you got to do a lot because we're like a needle in a haystack. And we're all a bunch of content creators now. Thanks to YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and everything else that's out there. We all live online now. Is Gail Ghostface now? We don't know. We're wondering. It's a big possibility. She did say to Gail, be nice. If Gail gets too deep, Sid will slap a hoe. Yes, she will. I think we might get another scene like that, too. Who's going to be the killer in Scream 7? That's what we're talking about, bro. That's what we're talking about, all right? We're trying to figure that out. A lot of people think it's Anna Cam and Stu. And a lot of people think it is Ethan Embry. I don't think Ethan Embry is the killer, but I do think he's going to get killed. I think he's going to be a red herring. I think he's going to get... After the middle hospital, I think he knows a lot. I think he might give a lot of exposition. And to Sydney and Gail, whenever they come and come to the middle hospital and sees the room, I think he'll be the one being like, we used to have this patient. He was a real Looney Tune, Stu Mocker. Or Jill, you know, or something like that. And then right after that, you know, that'll be like Sydney and Gail looking at each other like, oh my God, what? And then they go and they leave. And then later on that night, we cut back to what's his head, and Ethan Embry gets killed by Ghostface. He could be working alongside Ghostface. He'd be part of the cult, but I think he's going to get killed. I don't think he's going to be like one of the reveals. Talk of Star Wars says, heck yeah, glow in the dark party. I'll probably watch the party on repeat as I got to babysit 3 to 6-year-old kids on Saturday. Yeah, that's not age appropriate for the stream, I don't think. We're gonna show up, show out. We're gonna get buck wild. Parental discretion is advised. But yeah, definitely watch it on repeat. Wish you could be a part of it, my friend. Xanax the Clown, it's all about the ending. It is. It's all about the ending, bro. I always say like a horror movie, especially like a whodunit, is all about hitting that landing. If you have like a great movie that's just, you know, going up, 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 and it's so good, and then you get a Scream 6 ending, it's kind of like, oh, really? You were doing so well. Even though Scream 6 wasn't so well all the way through it, but you know what I mean? Like if you hit that landing, why do we always go back and watch Scream 1? Because of that ending. It's so good. It works. It makes sense. I don't really feel like there's any plot holes. It was surprising and it's fun. And that's what we need. That's what we need. Can't ruin the ending. Yeah, we got to be careful on social media this week. 1 week away. Carrie says Sid won't let her punch her. Hell no. That's what I think. I think like maybe Gail would try to hook a hoe. Boom. And then Sydney's the one that dodges, and then Sydney, blah, right on live TV. And then Gail's looking at her like this on the ground. You know? I think so. We get a little crazy over here. Scream 11 would sound weird. It would sound weird a little bit. Scream 11. Which I would say back in the day, Scream 7. You know? Yeah. I mean, if they went back to Roman numerals, maybe? I don't know. If Sid goes for a punch, I wonder if Gail would try to dodge it again like she did. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying. She would dodge. I think Sydney would dodge and then take a hook to the head. Paula says, how about both of them punch each other at a cat fight breaks out like lava? Like cherry spray. That'd be funny. One of them picks up a chair. Like Scary Movie 6 could make fun of it if they do fight on live television. They could have like a scene like that in Scary Movie 6 and they're just like going at it, and then you have like Dr. Phil come on or something and be like, oh yeah, you know, like twisting the knife. I think it would be Britt Robertson. I don't know about that. That wouldn't shock me. I don't know. But I like where your head's at. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Go do your thing. Joan says, no Jamie Lee Curtis. She ruined Halloween 3. Yeah, maybe. Just got done talking. Oh, okay. Cool. Hopefully they're not mad at you. King Matthew says, what if Anna Camp plays Kirby's twin sister? I mean, they do look alike. That could also explain how she is Sydney's neighbor. Maybe Sydney in witness protection with that. That's interesting, King Matthew. What if Anna Camp is kind of like her protector? She lives next door to keep an eye on her. You live your life, but I'm right here in case something happens. Like she's part of the FBI or something. That could work. I could see that. But I do want to see a cameo from Kirby explaining some shit. Jamie says maybe it's because Anna Camp is such a authoritarian in Pitch Perfect. She gives cop vibes. Yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome in True Blood also. Yeah, and Pitch Perfect. Yeah. Harry says, "Who needs pants?" That's what I'm talking about. I'm about to stand up right now. I'm kidding. I'm gonna need some more super chats for that one. This ain't OnlyFans. This is OnlyFangs. I don't know how my mind works. I really don't. Joan, Tatum will take the lead in 8. Yeah. I think Tatum will. I think this is going to be like her growing a little bit from being a child to a fighter. Esla Bajorger, I think I'm saying that right. Would you ever be interested in seeing a character lose a limb and see aspects of physical trauma and how they deal with it? Yeah, I think I would like to see Ghostface pick up an axe or maybe a chainsaw for a kill. Not always, but like every now and then, like use a different tool to kind of like take something off. I don't see the knife really taking off a limb, but I like that. Yeah, I really do. Great to have you here. I don't know if you've ever been here before, but great to have you. Please smash that like button and welcome to the party. Cody says Stu dies and Leslie and Sid fight in Scream 8. Ooh, I don't know. I'd like it to be the opposite, Cody. I want Leslie Mocker to die and then Sid and Stu fight in Scream 8. Carrie says Jessica Biel, Destin. Or Des, yeah, in the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I want to do a watch party of that. I have such a great experience. I used to work at a movie theater back in the day when I saw that movie like a month before it came out. I worked at the movie theater. That was whenever we could watch movies, way before they were released. I saw that. I saw Freddy vs. Jason. I even saw The Notebook way in advance. I used to love working at the movie theater, but I heard it's different now. Like they unlock it like the day before or something. DJ says, laugh out loud, Children of the Corn, 1884. Yeah, I've never been the biggest Children of the Corn fan. Carrie says, Charlie Walker is a simp, Ghosty. Shoulder me. The heart. That's not how we rehearsed it. That's funny. I don't know. I at least with like Charlie was cool. I just didn't like how he acted whenever he was revealed as the killer. I felt like he was trying too hard. I could tell that he was acting. I think that was the problem. We'll talk about that on the Scream 4 debate. I liked him as a character throughout the movie. I just didn't like his performance as a killer. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. Any way I can help to help your channel grow as well, buddy. Tell us what you want, what you really, really want. I want to, I don't know. I'm going to take a drink on that one. You don't know. You don't want to know what I want, Carrie. Okay. Paula says, I love watch parties and I wouldn't mind an extra hour. Yeah. Me either. I love me some watch parties too. I'm gonna want to catch up on some good horror movies. We need to get back to the Woodsboro Cinema Club also. I think we got to watch the remake of April Fool's Day next. I heard that Scout Taylor Compton's in that. I haven't seen that one. Most maniacal, ruthless simp you've ever seen, Carrie. Nice. Carrie says Jill is the laziest Ghostface. Yeah. She thought her shit didn't stink. And I'll tell you what, I smelt that shit to high heaven. I smelt it. And it did stink. Jamie says, I grew up with 4 brothers. It's their fault that I have a foot phobia. Breath with smelly shoes. You mean this foot right here? Hold on. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to traumatize y'all. I don't want y'all leaving the stream or disliking this. Steven is our good friend craving something scary. I think his channel is still up. Some good memories. He's put out great content. He has passed away now. It's our good brother. The godfather of Woodsboro. He brought a lot of us together. So, yeah. We should... moderators, if we could share his channel as well. I've been thinking about that lately. Just going back to his channel and watching some of his streams. If it's still up, let me know and add that here. Absolutely. Thank you. I might do a watch party. Hell yeah, do some watch parties. Invite me on. I'll come watch them with you. I'll try to bring some of my crew. I'll try to bring some horror hooligans. Come hang out. Cody says, how much for you to hit the gritty live, Destin? How much to hit the... I don't know. If the price is right, I fly up your ass. Whatever that means. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't really even know what you're asking, but yeah. Carrie said, I didn't even realize I rhymed. I know. Sound like a Dr. Seuss. Sam I am, green eggs and ham. 1 fish, 2 fish. You see thing 1, thing 2? Destin ain't showing thing 3. I'm so stupid sometimes. Sometimes I say shit before thinking. Deja says, leave the alcohol. I'm not even on alcohol. What are you talking about? King Matthew says, well, I'm going to head out for tonight. Unfortunately, I just got called to do some work for the night shift. Have a good night, Destin. Chat. Yeah, you too, buddy. You too. I won't be doing shots. Me either. Sound like Destin was slurring his speech already tonight. Nah. I'm just tired, probably. It's been a long day at work, and then I went and saw a movie. Cody says, in that shot where Sydney looks shocked, do you think she is looking at the killer or a kill? I think that she's looking at a killer. Honestly. I think she's looking at a killer. Which makes me wonder, does a killer... Because the way the house is set up, it looks like the kitchen's behind her. And then you see her looking, it looks like towards the front door, like maybe somebody walks into the front door. But then who's the killer in the basement or attic or whatever Tatum is at to that she's tied up at, you know? Like, so yeah. We already know there's going to be at least 2 killers in this. Me too. I love making friends too. Made a lot of good friends here on YouTube. Okay, it's 9:45 Eastern Saturday night. So yeah, 8:45 Central. Mark it. If it's, go ahead and hit the notify me button if it's already up on your channel. DJ said, "What about me? What about you?" I don't know what you're talking about. You got a link? Go see. Oh yeah. I must be a little bit behind. Hold on now. We do have good friends in this chat. Cody said, spoiler for Scream 7, Stu and Sydney go out on a date and fall in love. Wouldn't that be some shit? Wouldn't that be some... I hope not. Nice. Sorry, I had to unsubscribe. Bye. Dang. All right. Love you, DJ. Let's see here. Marcus says, shot him 6 times, says, the rules of the Destin versus Bearded debate go as follows. Number 3, no 3 knockdown rule. Only the ref can stop the debate. Neither debater can be saved by the bell in any round. Yes. And Marcus is going to be our he's going to be our debater. He's going to be the ref for our whole entire debate. Oh, it not someone in Sid's family. I hope not either. I kind of want to see Sid's dad in this one. I know that he supposedly died in like a deleted scene in Scream 4, but that's not, that's not canon. Technically, you can still bring him. You can still bring him back. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that. Hell yeah. Let me see. Gonna skip down a little bit. I don't know how much further we're gonna go tonight. Just kind of skipping over a few. Jill was the best reveal. Welcome to the party. Zaza 420. Hello, Clarice. Cody said, to this day, I still think Charlie was the one walking past Samantha on the phone while Sam was on the phone. Oh, that's in Scream 6, you're saying? I know some people talked about that. I don't know. I don't know about that. Why would he be revealed in this one if he was doing that? I wonder how much they're going to mention Scream 5 and Scream 6, or even the Carpenter sisters. Carrie says, I got to go to sleep. I have an early wake up, but you guys have a great night. Love you all. Mwah. Mwah to you back. Have a good night. Night, Dino. I mean, Carrie. Joseph said, going to go to bed. I am a little tired. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little tired too. So we're probably going to wrap up pretty soon. It's about 11:30 my time. And doesn't seem like we're going to meet that goal tonight. But I do love all the interaction tonight and everything. But I might as well get some good rest since we do have a pretty busy weekend. I think that's best for all of us. And don't forget to smash that like button. Hell yeah. Please, if you're just popping in and popping out, please at least do that. Cody says, if you into wrestling, Destin, you should check out the Iron Claw. Such a sad movie about the Von Erich family. Has Zac Efron. I that's been on my radar to watch. I'm not the biggest wrestling fan, I'm not going to lie, but I did want to watch that movie. It seems like I'd really enjoy that. I like true stories. Oh, thank you, Carrie. Thank you so much. Yes, awesome. Go check him out if you haven't already. We do have someone knocking at the back door. Going to bring him on for probably the next 30 minutes or so, and then we'll call it a night, unless we meet that goal. But it is Marcus from I Shot Him 6 Times. What's up, dude?
What's going on, bro? How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing.
Yeah, I feel you.
I went and saw Psycho Killer earlier. I don't know if you heard. Did you see it?
I didn't see it, but I sure heard about it.
Yeah, what'd you hear?
I didn't hear great things. I'll just say that.
It's really not that bad. It's not that bad. I heard some mixed stuff. It does feel like something's missing. Right. It's got some. I don't know. It feels like the script is undercooked. It feels like you're like, but it's got some great shots in it. But there's some real questionable CGI. The killer's pretty cool. He's like a Terminator almost, like, and he's just like anybody gets in his way, he kills them. But it's not scary. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like
kind of like action horror.
Yeah, it feels kind of like The Hitcher or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least the original Hitcher was very suspenseful.
Never seen the original.
You never seen the original with Rutger Hauer?
Mm-mm. I know it's supposed to be
really
good.
I think it was Jennifer Lee Cook or something like that, or Jennifer, something like that. One of those Jennifers from back in the day, and I forget the guy's name. But bro, that was a fucking classic. You got to watch the original one. Like the remake was
Is it
good.
a lot? Is it different? Is it a lot different than their remake?
The remake is kind of like the original, but the original did it better in my opinion.
Okay. I did like the remake though. But
I like the remake too, but it just dude ain't Rutger Hauer.
Yeah. Oh, Sean Bean or whatever his name was. He's
yeah.
Yeah. He was in like Game of Thrones and everything. He gets killed in like every movie or some shit. But yeah, I need to check it out, man. That's on my radar. I need to check. I liked him as the head vampire in Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. So Rutger Hauer.
Oh, see, it's been so long since I paid attention to that. I forget who all was in that.
Man, it was Rutger Hauer and Pee Wee Herman as the head vampires. David Arquette's in it.
Yeah, I know David's in it.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, but that was like that's the main movie I remember him from. So I don't know a whole lot of his work. But dude, are you ready for some Scream 7, man? We got like 1 week away, bro.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait, man. And then I got that trip in Tampa, so basically I'm going to be watching it 2 times in a span of 3 days. And the second time I watch it is going to be with Matthew himself. So.
Oh, you're going that weekend?
Yeah.
So next weekend you're going?
Thursday night, I'm going to go to the early screening for, that they have on Thursdays to watch Scream 7.
Yeah.
I'm going to do an out of theater reaction, not going to give too much or whatever. And then that weekend, I'm going to be in Tampa or whatnot. So I won't be putting out any content until I get back that week.
Okay. All right. Hell yeah, dude. I'll be looking forward to all that, man. That's going to be a great experience with Matthew Lillard.
Fucking right, man. Like, you get to hang out, have a Q&A session with Matthew, and then get to watch Scream 7 with him. Like, that's crazy.
I hope the movie hits, man, and then people aren't like, man, you were supposed to be the killer in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think, I think as long as they account for Stu, like, because you know this, I believe if this story is going to drag it into Scream 8, Matthew could show up alive, Stu could show up alive in that movie. So I feel like as long as they account for Stu in a really fun and cool way, while also still leaving the door open for Scream 8 for Stu to possibly return if they're not going to make him return in this one, I think people will be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. That's what I'm saying. Like somebody was saying it earlier in the chat. I don't want him to show up, get killed, and then we do a Scream 8. It's like,
right.
I said that too. What's going to beat that? What's going to beat that? Like,
right. Because also, if we expect this story to bleed into Scream 8 like it's been rumored, if you reveal Matthew at the end of this movie alive as Stu Macher, but then you do a cliffhanger and you say, oh, there's another killer out there, unless it's unrelated to Stu, if it is related to Stu, then he's not the mastermind.
Exactly.
So it's like, now if you're going to make it to where this new person is unrelated to Stu, but it connects to this film, then like maybe somebody who's working with Stu that doesn't get revealed, something like that.
Or maybe Tatum takes a more of a lead in the 8th film.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think she could, but I mean, from what I've been hearing and what I've been expecting this to be like a whole new trilogy where Sydney's kind of the focus, but then maybe in 9, that's where we get Tatum being more of the focus. I feel like depending on how they position Tatum and how much screen time and how much we get to know her, then that could determine, if she's going to be more of a role and maybe take the lead in Scream 8. But if she's going to be getting chased around most of this movie and then we see her get abducted and we don't get to see her for an extended amount of time, I don't know how much character development that really is. So
I think that they maybe, because I never finished the entire series of The Following.
Okay.
I think I only watched like the first 2 seasons. I think there was a 3rd one. I'm not sure. There could have been a 4th one, but I don't know how it ended or even they got a finale. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I would like to see, like, if Stu is revealed, the other Ghostface accomplices, they get killed. Stu's revealed, down but not out. You find out he gets apprehended or back in the psych ward or something. That leads into 8, and there's new killers. Bring Kirby back. She's on some Ghostface killings, and they're having to go to Stu as like a Hannibal Lecter character. And like, who could this possibly be? And they make it.
I don't understand why Kirby isn't in this movie.
I don't either, dude. I feel like that's a missed opportunity, dude.
Well, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, if there's going to be new killers in Pine Grove, and she's an FBI agent who in Scream 6, they said it, she specializes in, well, she takes a special interest in Ghostface attacks. So how come Gail, Chad, and Mindy can make it, but Kirby can't make? That doesn't make sense. Like, that's why I have a whole issue with them making her FBI in the first place. Because if you're going to make her FBI and you're going to have her say the things that you said, I mean, Guy Busick is still part of this writing team, so that falls on him too. If you're going to make her an FBI agent, then that means unless she dies, in my opinion, she has to be in every single movie.
I think the way they're going to do it, I think they're going to say that Kirby has the Carpenter sisters and what is it? Witness protection, and she's like bodyguarding them or something, and that's where she is in this one. They're gonna have something like that, like they did for Sid in 6.
Yeah, I could see that working. To explain why Kirby isn't, around, but at the same time, still, you wouldn't need Kirby to be there with them in protective services or whatever. They would basically be shipped off to wherever they're getting shipped off to and start their new life. Kirby would be stepped back to the field, so unless they're going to do something and maybe we have a post-credit scene and we see Kirby or something like that, I don't understand why she's not in this movie.
Yeah, agreed, man.
And
did they try to get her and she just didn't sign on, so they had to
I think she would have signed on, bro, because when you think about how she spoke about coming back for Scream 6, how much she thanked the fans for saving her, she said that was like a big deal to her in an interview. She said we as the fans don't know how much we saved her and how grateful she is that we fought for her to get in Scream 6. So I think that she was given an offer, she would have took it.
Yeah.
But then again, she could be the cameo. She could be one of the cameos. We don't know.
That's what I was thinking. Like, even if like, like Gail and Sydney's trying to figure shit out, and then to get information on something, they make a phone call to Kirby, or they go and see her for a second, or what I would say more of a FaceTime thing, and then Kirby gives some reasoning, and that gives the lead to go to the mental hospital or something, something. If they ever go back to the Carpenter sisters, it'd be kind of cool if they're like in witness protection in the middle of nowhere, got like FBI agents kind of guarding them and stuff, and you see Ghostface show up and like take them all out. That's like going on in the future, but you know what I mean? Like it just.
Oh, how fucked up would it be, right? Because you already know how I feel about the Stu Macher house. I personally don't think it's going to be the opening. I could be wrong. But let's say it's not the opening, and everybody's wondering what the opening is. What if the opening is Kirby getting killed off?
I know, dude. I've been thinking about that. What if we get like a major kill?
Weary.
But would they at least show a clip of her like standing or looking around or something?
No, because
like
you gotta think, Destin, if they're showing Stu Macher's house, that's what they want you to believe is the opening if it's not going to be the opening.
Yeah.
So if they gave away the cliffhanger ending, in my opinion, they're not going to give away the actual opening. If Stu's house is the cliffhanger ending, like I believe it is, it could be the opening. It most likely will end up be the opening, but I'm just not feeling it, man. Like, based on what we have gotten in the trailers, the dialogue, how everything seems to shake out, I just don't think that's going to be the opening of the movie. I just don't.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting for sure. It could be the middle of the movie. You could like
Yeah.
say you know, because I feel like that's going to be all over the fucking news immediately. Like
Right.
if that house burns down, you know, and they find dead bodies in there. You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't know. It kind of surprises me the way Sydney answers the phone, and she still ain't really surprised. She still ain't sold that this is Ghostface yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
She thinks it's some bullshit. But if that burning of the house took place at the beginning, then that means that would be immediately on the news.
Right.
He would have to have seen it. And then that doesn't make sense with that phone conversation with Ghostface. Unless she sees that burning of the house, the news thing after that conversation. You know what I mean?
And, or it could be one of those things where, because I'll see where some people will poke holes in it. They'll say, oh, well, she could have saw the news, you know, report about Stu's house burning down, but it doesn't mean specifically that Ghostface is back. It could have been a gas leak. It could have been anything, especially if they didn't find bodies yet, you know, and stuff like that. Because, you know, it's going to take a little bit to get through the rubble before they find those bodies.
Yeah.
And stuff. But I don't feel like that's the opening. It doesn't feel like it to me. Like, also, when Madison's answering the phone, Casey Becker style, when she's playing with the knife, Casey Becker style, I feel like they put that specifically in the trailer to make it look like it's the opening. You know, they showed that, at least the marketing team showed that to get the audience thinking, okay, that is going to be our opening because it's reminiscent to Casey Becker. That could very well be the cliffhanger ending. Also, another thing, you know what I noticed in the TV spot trailer where it starts off, where it shows Stu Macher's house burning from a distance? That looks like the ending shot of the original film when Gail's doing the interview and then they start to pan out. And
good point.
You get to see the entire layout and shit like that. I was thinking about them like, yo, that shit's zooming out. I'm like, that reminds me of the ending of the original. And I think that basically what's going to happen is, if that is the final, you know, scene of the movie, if that's the cliffhanger, we're going to see it burning down. Ghostface is going to, you know, walk out. It's going to, you know, walk away or whatever. And then it's going to slowly pan back. We're just going to see that sumbitch burning, and then it's going to cut.
Yeah, or maybe Ghostface walks into the camera. It looks like Ghostface like walks into the camera to where the road blacks it out.
Yeah, but I feel like also they could have just put that in for the marketing purposes, because, you know, if they're going to be panning out just to show the entire house, there's no reason to go into the road and stuff. And I actually think it would be a little bit better if you do the old school pan out and then cut or whatnot, because to me that's a little bit more definitive. That feels a little bit more like the original Scream. Like, that's definitive. We're going to be continuing this story. Like, this is just the beginning.
What if he's like actually gets on the phone with Sydney while he's burning it all down? He's like, I'm burning it all down or whatever. And, you know, we kind of hear him talking about that's what he's doing. Kind of like we do in the trailer.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, yeah, maybe I want to say maybe right after he kills those two and right as they're about to, you know, burn it down or something. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't seem like the house has already been burnt down when he's talking to Sydney on the phone initially. Like, when you say, oh, we're going to burn it all down, well, that sounds like it hasn't happened yet.
Right.
But then there's also a line of dialogue that I just caught in the most recent trailer where you hear Ghostface says, this town, your daughter or something, this place, we're going to burn it all down. So it could have already happened. And then Ghostface calls Sydney and basically says, we're going to burn Pine Grove down too. So,
you know, I'm glad you brought this up, because I was thinking about that melting mask and everything that we've been seeing in the posters and everywhere. I want to see that in the movie. I feel like we might have a burning of the house at the beginning and the end. Like Ghost, you know, like where Tatum is, and there's like a big showdown. I feel like, to be honest, man, think about it. We really don't get a whole lot of that scene.
No,
we don't. like in Scream 5 and Scream 6, we kind of got a lot of movement and stuff like that of the climax. That we see her coming through the house. She's looking at somebody. We barely see a TV come on over there in the distance. And then we get that quick shot of Tatum tied up in the basement or the attic or wherever they're at. So
I think that's the basement, or it has to be somewhere in the house, because it like that might be even closer to the living room or whatever, because it looks like there's windows and shit behind Ghostface. Like there looks like there's like glass and shit behind him.
If we're watching this movie and then Anna Camp's character is a neighbor and she says, "Yeah, we're doing some renovations on the back garage," or some bullshit, like I'm yep, that's it. She's the killer.
Well, one thing I did find interesting in regards to what you were talking about with her character earlier, what somebody brought up about her maybe being FBI because she kind of looks like Kirby Anna Camp does. I don't think she would be FBI, but I'm not 100% sold she's the killer. I'm not. And I know that shot that we talked about, that post that she put on social media. It says best friends with Sydney by design or whatnot. I mean, it sounds like she could be the killer or whatnot, but let's go into the theory that let's say she's not Kirby's sister. That's my whole point. She's not Kirby's sister. I think that would be too convoluted. That's my opinion on that.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, if she was Kirby's sister and she was FBI also, and she was basically protecting Sydney, Gail would have known that, and she would have known Kirby was in the FBI. Gail didn't know Kirby was in the FBI. So, but if Anna Camp is silently like a cop or something like that, this whole neighbors with Sydney by design, that works, because then she has somebody next door outside of her husband who can also look after her and stuff. So, and also that last part of the post says, if trouble comes knocking, it's Sydney and I. Now, granted, I do think she is still going to be one of the killers, because what really intrigues me is she's holding that Out of Darkness book from Scream 4. She's holding that. So that kind of tells me she might be like an obsessed fan of Sydney. Not of Ghostface per se, but of Sydney. And if she is the killer and she is an obsessed fan of Sydney, I know a lot of people will be like, well, then how can she be working with Stu? Well, she could still be a part of the cult of Ghostface. The difference is she's not a cult member who is geared towards really, like, she's not a fan of Ghostface. She's just a fan of Sydney. But being Ghostface and being in this cult, but also being her neighbor, she gets to be close to Sydney. She gets to know Sydney's ins and outs. Gets to, draw her in and stuff like that. So I think even if she's not Leslie Mocker, she could still be accomplices with Stu, because I don't care what anybody says. I think he's alive. I think that they put that spot in the pixelated TV to create the illusion that he's coming back as AI only. And I think people who are undermining the fact that they could be very well tricking you into believing that, if people are 100% sold, that's it, I think you're making a big mistake. I do. Because I just don't feel like the placing of that, especially in the trailer, that wasn't done for no reason. That was done to get people talking. That was done to get people saying, yeah, he's only going to be AI.
Right, exactly. And I don't feel like that's a big enough, like, if that's all it is, I don't feel like that's a big enough thing to put him as one of the main credits on the poster.
Me neither.
So, it's more like a cameo thing than a main cast. So, right. I think so too, man. I think that they're toying with this. I want him to kind of have a Freddy Krueger look. I want him to have a messed up eye and kind of scarred up a little bit, maybe like a Two-Face type of thing. That'd be kind of cool.
Right. And something I want to mention, because a lot of people are saying, oh, that shot is from Gail's camera. When you go back and look at the scene where Sydney and Stu are fighting, Gail's camera isn't there. It's not there anymore, or whatever.
Mm.
And also, when Gail goes up to the van and she's calling for Kenny, if you look at the bottom screen's blacked out. And we also got to take into account there's a 30-second delay. So just because the bottom screen is blacked out, don't mean that the other screens aren't going to black out eventually.
Mm-hmm.
What that bottom screen tells me, if it's blacked out, is that somebody moved that camera. It wouldn't be blacked out if it wasn't. Right. And when Gail placed it, you can visibly see the lens sticking out, like you could see it sticking out. When Sydney and Stu are fighting, you don't see it there at all.
Right.
So that wasn't from Gail's camera. It wasn't.
Right. The crime scene says, what happens when it's revealed that there is no cult of Ghostface or cult of Stu, and Stu is revealed dead officially again? I think...
Go ahead, Destin.
I think that even if it's not revealed, the cult of Ghostface or the cult of Stu, or Stu being dead or alive, I still think that it could still happen in the future. I don't think they're gonna rule it out in this one. I don't think they're gonna say no, like oh, Stu's dead and there is no cult of Ghostface. Whether it's revealed in this one or not, doesn't mean it can't happen in a future movie.
Right. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. What happens is, okay, we're not going to sit here, and I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, but we're not going to sit here and throw a fit like a lot of the people who are throwing a fit about boycotting this movie because, of Melissa not being in it. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to come on these streams, on these channels. We're going to hold our heads high. We're going to say, hey, it was a missed opportunity. It was a missed opportunity based on what we were shown in 5 and in 6. And there's plenty of evidence that many of us content creators have put out there to back that up. So, with that being said, in regards to there being no cult of Ghostface and no cult of Stu, well, if there's no cult of Stu, they could still do the cult of Ghostface. They could still very well do that in the movie. And I will also point this out that this has actually been laid from the beginning in the original film. When you see Sydney and Tatum walking past the reporters before we hear Gail, you hear another reporter say that the school thinks it has something to do with the occult. When you think about Kevin Williamson wanting Scream 3 to be the movie where he reveals Stu is alive and running a cult of Ghostface from jail, that's no coincidence to me. What that tells me is that this whole cult of Ghostface idea and the whole occult reference in the first movie, at some point, Kevin was going to make his way into creating a cult of Ghostface. So whether it's ran by Stu or somebody else, I fully expect a cult of Ghostface to show up either in Scream 7 or in the future. And that's my take on it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like if we're wrong, good. I want to be wrong. Surprise me. Rip that rug out from under me and being like, nope, it's actually this. As long as it's good and we don't get Detective Bailey and his kids again or some bullshit,
Right. See, that's the issue I have with it, Destin, is that for me, it can't just be not Stu and still a good movie. And the only reason why I say that is because in the last 2 movies, there's been too many Easter eggs, and one in specific, the Gail Weathers scene, when she gets the call from Woodsboro. If you don't capitalize on that, that's a big, big plot hole.
Yeah.
That's a big plot hole. These plot holes that were created in 5 and 6 and 7, in my opinion, at least the majority of them, if not all of them, you have to patch these up. Because then if you don't, nothing makes sense, in my opinion. This is the same timeline. We're just moving ahead a few years. That's it. It's still the same timeline. So to me, you have to connect everything, especially in regards to that Gail Weathers chase scene in Scream 6. You mean to tell me you're not going to have her mention that? She's an investigative reporter. who almost died at the hands of Ghostface. And you mean to tell me she's not going to go back on her phone where she clearly saw there were numbers on her phone and not want to investigate and say or try to find out who that was, even if she's going rogue and she's trying to find out who it was? You mean to tell me she's not going to want to try? Like, you have to mention that. It's stuff like that. Like, this can't be, for me, a movie where it's like, okay, you're doing all this promotion on Stu, but then you don't give us that, but you still give us a good movie with good killers, etc. Cool. That's awesome. We've been there and done that. We've seen that before.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see this be the finishing story. I want this to basically be the climax that started in Scream 5. I want everything from Scream 5, from Scream 6 to basically culminate into this movie. We have to
move into another.
And then move into another.
I like that, dude.
I mean, we have, in my opinion, kind of almost have to. Like, I mean, especially if you think about the original trilogy structure or whatnot. Everything went back to the first one. So if this is going to be mirroring Scream 3, then basically we have to find out about somebody, a killer from Scream 5, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You didn't know about. So, and that's why I look at Scream 5 so much differently now. And it's just like, I really hope Scream 7 capitalizes on it in the way that I believe they can, especially with revealing that Stu was the one who killed Dewey, revealing that Stu was the one who attacked Gale in Scream 6, and so on and so forth. And I've been planning this particular attack on you, Sydney, for a very, very long time. I was just making my way down the friend group. I started with Dewey. I almost got Gale, but now I'm coming after you, and I'm going to get Gale in the process if Gale isn't working with him.
I'll tell you one thing. If Mindy starts saying, oh, okay, yeah, whatever, Ghostface, or something like that to somebody, because Randy was always right, and Mindy was right. So whoever's given the, and then think about it, Dewey was right with the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever is doing all that, so Scream 5, we kind of got two different rules, right? We got one from Dewey and then we got one from Mindy. But whoever is doing that and they kind of like start pointing the fingers at somebody, I'm going to put my bets on them. I'm going to be like, all right, well, given the history,
right,
it was always right. So,
well, I will give Mindy this credit, and I think a lot of people kind of overlooked it, you know, just by the way she delivered it, and a lot of people didn't like the way Jasmine delivered that Scream 6 monologue. But when you think about it, she got both Quinn and Ethan right. She did. She got both of them right, and she was right about Ethan juking the roommate lottery, you know, and stuff. So she, much to her credit, even though she didn't really do a great job in presenting it and delivering it, she did get the killers right in Scream 6. I will also say this. Based on what we see in the trailers, I actually think we're going to get a better version of Mindy in this movie. She looks like she's going to be tougher, because in Scream 5 and Scream 6, she barely even fought back.
Right.
In this one, you see her duking it out, you know, with Ghostface.
That's why I think she's going to be a goner.
And she could be, but I think she's going to be a better version and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you caught this. You saw that and well, I'm pretty sure I showed it here on the channel. Well, I mean, on my channel or whatever, the Kalshi odds prediction in regards to who's going to live, who's going to die. I told you about, I'm going to put some wagers on it. Nobody caught this, and I didn't even catch it at first. But that Kalshi promotional spot confirms that Chad is Gale's new cameraman.
I know.
I did not catch that at first, and then once I went back over, I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, shit, yeah. I'm like, they did say Chad was going to be her cameraman. That's right.
I want to see Joel back and being like, you sure you want this?
Yeah, right.
No, I'm going to stay right here in the studio. I ain't going with her. I ain't going with that crazy bitch.
Right.
That'd be funny as hell. That having Chad and Joel both in it, man, that would be cool.
That'd be cool.
That'd be a cool little moment. For sure.
I mean, people keep talking about a cameo. I mean, Joel could be the cameo. They wanted to bring him back in 6.
Wouldn't it have been crazy in Scream 2 if Joel was one of the killers?
Oh, wow.
and he was out of sight, out of mind. And then
Yeah.
when Randy got killed, he comes back. He's like, "Who broke my window?"
Yeah.
Like I thought that would have been cool. And what if he was the killer the whole time, and he comes back and he's actually the killer?
I don't know, Destin.
I know he's too likable. He's too likable.
Yeah, he's way too likable.
So it would ruin his legacy as the smartest guy or smartest character in horror movie history.
I agree.
Val says, "Let's be 100% here. We know Stu is going to be back. Why else would they put his name on the poster with the cast? Even if we get him at the end of the movie." Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. They're definitely marketing him. So, and they got him on the actual poster.
Right.
I think he's back.
I do too. And I just feel like, why is Matthew so concerned about ruining the franchise and his performance? Because the big thing amongst non-Stu truthers who don't want to see Stu back is they feel he's going to ruin the franchise if they bring him back. And I think the way he's going to be portrayed in this movie, or the way he's going to portray, give the performance, I think he fears that the way he does it, some people might see, because he even said it, I don't want people to think it's cheesy. So what I think it's going to be kind of a performance like he's whacked the fuck out. He's unhinged.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be cheesy, because I'm sorry. Like, that shot that we get in the TV, he looks fucking amazing. Like, he looks insane. He looks
Surprise, Sydney.
Yeah, right. See, now I do think I think that's a recording. I do. Something about that. I don't know if that's actually him saying that. Like, I have a feeling it's going to be more AI, but we're going to actually hear him talk once he's revealed.
Yeah.
I just don't. Something about that. It just sounded too heavy. Like, I don't know. And I want to know who the fuck is that laughing in the background of these trailers. It's not he. There's not. What? It's not. There's a motherfucking crazy sounding laugh in some of these trailers, like
like Billy the puppet,
like something like that. A little bit like kind of like a mental patient laugh or whatnot. But it's not.
It's Jill.
It's not Stu. I know that much.
It's Jill, man. I'm telling you, man. I just feel like
it's a guy. It's not Jill.
Oh.
It's a guy.
I have to go back and listen. I don't know. I know the Darth Vader. The breathing.
Yeah, I think that's just going to be a callback to Halloween.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah, I think they're just going to basically, homage Michael Myers and that heavy ass breathing.
You think we're going to hear Ghostface like walking around and having that breathing?
Yeah, you see it in the trailer when he's chasing Tatum in the street, and they have that shot of her running in the street, and then it shows Ghostface standing in the middle of the street. You hear him.
Maybe that's why the AI stuff takes place. Maybe because Stu can't talk. Maybe. How would you feel about that? Like, he's using the AI voice of Stu, but it's because he really can't talk.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about that. I mean, because then my thing is, it's like, how is he getting his voice in the AI? He would need to speak, to be able to do AI with it. Unless he had some like old ass videos of himself that he used from when he was younger.
The crime scene says, "Okay, let me try again. I need somebody to provide a rational, mature, adult explanation for how Stu." Damn, you coming off strong, bro. How Stu has been alive for the last 30 years and nobody knows about it. I have heard the nonsense. Well, we've explained this for last few years. Go ahead, buddy.
I mean, this is the thing. People act like somebody can't fake their death in the aftermath of being thought to be dead. Like, he could have very well faked his death. And I talked about this in a video before. When you go back and you recomb that party scene, that kid who was in Hembry's office, who looks like Stu Macher, who was made to look like Stu Macher with his clothing and stuff like that, he never leaves Stu's house. His friend, who looks like Billy does.
So you're thinking a body swap?
That's what I think. I think they could have easily done a body swap because he looked like Stu a little bit. He had the same Abercrombie look, the same type of like button ups with the undershirt underneath, all that. And there's a moment, like I've stated, you see somebody going towards the back of Stu's kitchen when all the other guys, all the other party goers who are going to get Hembry, you see this person walk into the back of Stu's kitchen. And then when Kenny is closing the van door so they don't see him, if you look on the monitors, Randy's on the couch, but then he hears something because he jumps up and he's like looking like he heard something. So I think if they wanted to incorporate a scene, if they're going to reveal that Stu Macher is alive, they could very well incorporate a scene where that kid got killed that night and they did a body swap. And for those who say, oh, what about Stu's parents going to the morgue and confirming that that's not his body? Well, they would most likely want it covered up. We've talked about that plenty of times. They have a lot of money. They would probably say, don't even say nothing about it. That's not our son, but don't worry about it. Now, in regards to Stu actually being alive for 30 years and no one knowing about it or whatever, again, if he faked his death and if he had help doing so, because I believe Roman Bridger may have helped him. I believe Roman Bridger was at Stu's house that night, but that's my opinion. Keep in mind, there have been serial killers in real life who have killed people only to go on hiatuses. And I'm talking about years and years and years without killing.
Or he was there the whole time. You could make that whole scene in Scream 2 like he was actually there helping
exactly.
Mickey. You could say he was helping Roman.
Well, apparently that there is going to be some things about that in Scream 2 that's going to be used in Scream 7. They're going to commentate on that accordingly. That's what I've heard. The point is when people say, oh, Stu couldn't have been alive for 30 years and no one knew about it. Sure, if he faked his death, if nobody knew that he faked his death, if it was covered up, you know, Pam made a really good point in a video a couple weeks ago. We hear Sydney call in to the police dispatch on Dewey's, radio. She gives the address to Stu's house and she says, Stu Macher's trying to kill me. She does say that.
Does she?
Yes. She said he's trying to kill me. And it took how long for the cops to get there?
Wait, I have to go back to 1996, man.
Hold on, let me be 100% sure.
I want to say that she says the address and then says Stu Macher's house, and then she pauses and then she said, "Oh, he's trying to kill me," but I don't think he's. It might have been a.
But it might have been. If you're saying I'm at Stu Macher's house and someone's trying to kill me, most likely they're going to think it's Stu.
They're going to think it's they're going to take it as that.
Yeah.
Sure. But yeah, dude, maybe that was a clue in the movie, I guess, like a foreshadowing.
Like, look how long it took for the cops to get there. Mm-hmm. And we know Stu's parents had a lot of. That's a mansion. That house is a mansion.
Right.
So they had a lot of money. Also, take into account, what did Stu say on the phone when he asked Sydney, "Did you really call the police?" "You bet your sorry ass I did." "My mom and dad are going to be so mad at me." Why would he be so concerned that his parents are going to be mad at him? Why? Because they're powerful people. And if he gets in trouble, that's a negative effect on them.
Right.
So you don't think maybe, just maybe, especially with him being one half of the Ghostface killers, even if he did fake his death or they don't know 100% sure if he's alive or not, they're not going to pay to cover that up?
Yeah.
Money talks and bullshit walks.
Yeah. The parents had money and influence. They paid off the sheriff. Leslie hit him. There was a hidden trial and he's in an asylum. These are great for a 9-year-old. I don't know, dude. It's a movie at the end of the day.
Right.
And it's not too hard to believe, honestly. I think that like I think that Gail or Dewey or both may have known this information in Kirby after a while, after she became FBI.
Right.
but they wanted Sid to live in peace, so she was to not know about it.
Right, and I'll also say this. Hold on, pull that comment back up. Pull that comment back up, Destin. And I'll also say this to crime scene, like with all due respect, like to say these are all great for a 9-year-old or someone with an IQ of a 9-year-old. Respect everybody else's opinions on what they perceive or what their point of view on a certain subject is. I'm pretty sure you might have some ideas or theories that might be outlandish as well. Would you want somebody saying that you have an IQ of a 9-year-old? No, I'm sure you would not. Everybody is allowed to have their own perspective and their own point of view based on what they see with their own eyes and based on information that they've actually gathered. A lot of the stuff that we talk about in regards to Stu Macher being alive, we've actually done the research on how he could be alive. So please don't try to undermine our intelligence in regards to this theory. Thank you very much.
That's a little disrespectful and rude, man. Let's all be respectful of each other's theories, and also in the comment section. I know you're probably new here, crime scene, but yeah, man. And obviously, there's some. It's got to be some truth. Look at where we're at. People for the longest were talking so much shit that Stu's dead. Stu's never coming back, and look at us now.
I'll end it with this. Kevin Williamson himself was going to bring him back in Scream 3. So obviously, Kevin Williamson himself believed that Stu could have survived his injuries enough to reveal that he was going to be alive in prison in Scream 3. So with all due respect, buddy, miss me with that bullshit.
There you have it. Shannon Gates says, Destin, there's a ghost right beside you. Oh, wait, it's Ghosty. What's up? Oh, wait, I looked the wrong way. What's up, bro? Hey, I wanted to ask, man. I can't remember. How did you get that name, Ghosty?
From Carrie Craze Cinema. From the Ghost, I think she said I remind her of Ice Cube in The Ghost of Mars. If he's in that movie, right?
Yeah.
I think she said I remind her of him, or I remind her of the Ghost of Mars. Carrie, help me out here. It's been a while. How did you come up with that nickname for me? I know it has something to do with the Ghost of Mars. I know that.
She might have went to bed earlier.
She probably did.
We'll ask her though. I'm curious, dude. You got that stream? Do you already have that up for Saturday night? Okay. No. All right. I'll be looking. I'll be there, dude.
On here.
Okay. Cool. I say we go about another 5-10 minutes, and then we'll call it a wrap, and I'll see you backstage.
Cool beans.
We are after midnight right now. Little Woozy here says, I can't see them hiring Lillard for just AI. The AI is going to be alive. Yep. I believe it too. I think they're going to tease us with a little bit of AI because we're going to have a lot of AI past characters. Then you see Stu, but then it comes out to be like, it's really me. You know, it's going to be the twist.
Right.
Yeah, the crime scene, dude. Chill out, bro. Chill out, man. I'd like to see your IQ levels as well, bro. And your bank account.
Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding.
No, just some people just don't even play into it anymore. You know what I mean? Some people don't like to use their brain. Just like I said, Kevin Williamson himself. So what I'm saying is, so basically what you're saying is Kevin Williamson must have an IQ of a banana peel as well if he initially thought that Stu could have survived his injuries and he was going to bring him back. That's basically what you're saying.
Right. And we were going to get that was Stu Macher, Matthew Lillard got paid for Scream 3, even though he wasn't even in it. In his contract, he was in the original script. He was set to return. He was on set for a moment until they decided to go a different route because of Columbine. But they still had to pay him for his role. They had to pay him out.
Right.
Even though they weren't using him anymore.
And you're wrong, crime scene. Roman did not explicitly say that he wasn't in Woodsboro in 1996. He said he didn't know Billy and Stu was going to make a movie of their own initially. But that doesn't mean he couldn't have been there in 1996. There is a moment where we see somebody in a Ghostface costume watching Sidney and Tatum when they were basically sitting outside on the patio or wherever they were talking. That couldn't have been Billy or Stu in that moment. And I think a lot of us already broke that down in regards to the time frame, and as well as the grocery store. Who's that Ghostface watching them in the grocery store? That's a lot of risk for Billy and Stu to go through all that, especially if they get caught. So, yeah, there's definitely moments in the original Scream that you can go back to, that you can call back to, and maybe say there was a third killer there that night. One in particular, when Sidney locked Stu in his parents' bedroom after he did the fake out with Billy. Once she goes around the room, there's another Ghostface waiting for her by the stairs. I'm sorry, Stu would have to run all the way around just to get to that part. It's not happening in 3 seconds. In 3 seconds, not happening. I'm telling you, there are clues in that original movie that show there could have been a third killer present at Stu's house. But hey, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me, though. I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is that in the original trilogy, once we got to the trilogy, we got something revealed from the first film, even previous to the first film's events, that we didn't know about. So who's to say in this movie, they can't go back in the original movie and reveal that Roman was there in Scream 1996 and help Stu fake his death? We don't know until we see it.
Yeah. Yeah, crime scene's kind of being a little bit of a hater and kind of being a little rude. We don't really tolerate that over here on Destination Station or in this community. We kind of keep it positive. Even if we disagree, me and Marcus, we disagree about certain things, but we're not disrespectful. You know, we respect each other's opinion. We might tease each other or play with each other.
Right.
But man, you're kind of coming off a little sideways at us.
Right.
Little Woozy says, I really can't see them hiring. Oh, we just did that one. Shit.
Sorry, I had to go back to that one comment.
Yeah, I already know. Joe could be Chad and Mindy's father. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that whole idea. Yeah. I mean, it could happen, but I don't see it happening. We never saw Joe. If we would have seen Joel and what's her head? Martha cross paths and be introduced to each other, then maybe.
I think she was young, though, too. I think she was like 17. I think a lot of people said like she was not even 18 yet.
Well, people grow up.
Yeah, that's like a stretch. She would have had to met him there at Windsor, in my opinion. Or no, she would have had to met him somewhere along the way after Scream 3's events. And I don't know.
Dude, wouldn't that be just like, dude, I've been thinking about this. And I forget about it all the time because we used to talk about it all the time. What if it does open up and we got like, it's like Scream 1995, or it's like, 1995.
It's possible, bro. I've said it.
It's a year before the events of 1996.
I mean,
like, I would be like,
Marine's murder,
dude. I'd be like this in the fucking chair. I'd be like, oh my god, are we really doing this right now?
Yeah, why not? Bro, I've said it. They could do it. If you're going to do AI, you can do it. You can have, you can have Billy and Stu. You have Roman call Marine after Cotton leaves. Have Roman call Marine. Fuck with her a little bit. She's like, all right, whatever. I don't know who you are. I'm not playing these games, whatever. Doorbell rings. It's Billy and Stu. Because we know they didn't come in costume. Because in order to frame Cotton, Sidney had to have seen Billy's face in order to assume it was Cotton. So they come to the house, ring the doorbell, whatever. Marine obviously lets him in because that's Sidney's boyfriend and his friend. Yeah. So in the process, oh, hey, Billy, how you doing? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's a little small talk. But in this little small talk, Billy starts, laying the foundation towards slowly revealing that he knows Marine's screwing his dad. And then things get real tense. Things get real tense. And then maybe you see Billy pull out a knife or Stu pull out a knife. And then she goes to run upstairs to the room. We see them kill her. Stu maybe slips out the back. Billy gets Cotton's coat. He walks out the front. And as he turns the corner to leave, Sidney's walking up. But she just sees the side of his face, which makes her think that's Cotton because he's wearing the coat. We see Billy, keep walking, and we just see Sidney basically kind of like as a glance, and then she's going inside the house. See Billy go into a car, up the street somewhere. Roman's in the driver's seat, Stu's in the passenger, Billy gets in the back.
It says drive.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Sydney wakes up.
We hear her screaming in the house when
something similar to Laurie Strode in Halloween H2O, but a lot more extensive and a lot more deep than what they did with her dream sequence.
Yeah. Dude, I would love for it to just start off Roman, Billy, and Stu sitting in the car down the street somewhere. And they're getting ready to do it. We see it from their perspective.
Right.
Of killing Marine. And then, like, Roman, like, maybe in the back seat. And, like, leans up and says, need I remind you that she's fucking your dad? You know, she ruined your whole fucking family. And that kind of gets, like, Billy heated.
Yeah.
To kind of go in there and do the thing. Yeah. But I kind of want it to be orchestrated. I want to see it from Ghostface's perspective. What if we even did, like, a Halloween homage with the camera within the mask?
That'd be cool. I wouldn't hate that at all.
Something like that on Marine.
It couldn't be for Marine's death just because we know they didn't have masks.
Oh. They didn't have masks then?
No, well, Sydney had to see Billy's face to think it was cotton.
Well, they could have taken Yeah, I kind of still want the mask thing, but maybe they take it off because they think
I don't
Sydney's
think
home.
so. I think that would be too much, too convoluted. And I don't think the mask and the costumes, you know, the Ghostface wardrobe came into place until they decided to do their own killing spree.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. Who knows?
Super Pre-Fan says Stu look-alike was the body.
I think it's possible, man. Like, what I'll have to do is, because I know it's buried in my videos or whatnot, I'll go, because I did it, I think, early last year. So I'll go sift through it, and if I can find it, I'll like repost it. And once I repost it, everybody go check that out, because when I saw that, I was like, yo, like there goes your plant right there. He never left the house. Just like that blonde-haired girl who was sitting next to Stu and that black-haired girl. We never really saw them leave the house.
Right.
So
yeah. I'm going to try to skip over some. We are going to be wrapping it up and everything. It is getting kind of late. We're a little bit over 2 hours now. Let's see here. Cody says, how would you feel if the couple from the stew house and the burning of the house is the same scene and it cuts to saying 2 years later or etc.? Wait a minute. Two years later to what? To like present day, and we go to Sydney from 2 years? I don't know how that would be effective.
Yeah, because if the couple from Stu's house is the same scene, it has to be the same scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we see Madison's burning body.
Yeah, and she's struggling on the ground with the stab wound.
Yeah. Unless he's saying that obviously happens, but then it cuts 2 years in advance. Yeah, I don't know how that.
I don't want a time jump.
Right.
I don't want a time jump from the beginning of the movie.
Right. Now, I will say this. What if, right, if we think that Scream 8 might take more of a Tatum lead, but let's say we do get Stu revealed at the end of this movie. He's alive, whatever, and stuff. How would you feel if all right, so let's say the burning of Stu Macher's house with the people in it or whatever, right? A lot of people think that's going to be a stab movie, bro. That's part of the new stab movie that comes out.
I brought that up, dude. I thought that maybe that could be a possibility.
So, what if that is the opening, right? But the official burning of Stu Macher's house is the ending. But Stu has already been revealed alive or whatever, right? What if Sydney goes to Stu's house?
Dude, that's what I want.
Burns that some bitch down. Now, granted, people say, well, we see Ghostface. They could have just put that in the trailer to hide the fact that it was Sydney. Or Sydney could just fuck around. She put the costume on in the first movie. That would be a great callback for her to put the costume on again, but to burn Stu's house down, and as she's walking away, takes the mask off.
Dude, that's cool. Why do I want a burning of the house down and Sydney and Stu fighting and like a melting of the mask of the Ghostface? I want like a fight scene in a burning house.
I wouldn't mind it so much. I wouldn't mind it.
I know Halloween Kills did a lot of that, but
let's see. Well, the first Halloween and then the beginning of Halloween Kills, yeah, but they didn't really like fight like when the house was burning down.
Yeah, they weren't fighting, but it did do some damage while it was done.
Right. If they had like a nice little fight scene as the fire was rising throughout the house, and then Sydney was able to escape and fucking left Stu there to burn to death and shit like that, and we actually get to see him like burned alive and shit like that, then yeah, you know what I mean?
He gives a speech like Chucky and Bride of Chucky, being like,
"Yo, and if
always come back."
If you think about it though, if they were to do a death like that for Stu Macher with him burning in the house, easy transition for him to become Freddy Krueger.
Oh, if they actually did that,
easy fucking transition, easy transition, bro.
I feel like, man, I think this one. I mean, I know that like Five Nights at Freddy's is kind of popping it off, and I know he's in the new season of Cross.
Yep.
On Amazon. I haven't watched it yet, but Aldous Hodge that's in Cross. If you haven't seen Brian Banks, I think I told you about that movie. Mm-hmm. He's Brian Banks.
Okay.
In that movie that was filmed in Memphis whenever I was there. It's a true story. Anyways,
Brian Banks, the football player. I know what happened.
Yep. Yeah, it's a damn good movie. I saw that movie like 2 years before it came out.
Oh wow.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, if I think this movie's gonna like relight Matthew Lillard's career, dude.
Oh, like, it's already
especially with Quentin Tarantino talking about him, that just like gave him a little bit more fuel and got people more on his side and talking about him.
I don't know why Quentin he's decided to do that.
That was kind of fucked up. Even about Paul Dano, I was like, what?
Haters are gonna hate, man. Haters are gonna hate, man.
It makes me feel like that they turned him down for like a role or something in a movie.
Maybe they turned him down as director.
Maybe
he wanted to do Scream 7 and they said fuck no.
See a Quentin Tarantino Scream movie?
No.
Don't do that. No. Absolutely. I could see him doing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, but not a Scream movie.
Nah, not Scream.
No, we need Kevin Williamson.
Hopefully, man. I hope he ain't washed.
Yeah. I guess I'm Casper now. Casually start singing Destin the Friendly Ghost at phone. All right, you could do that. I'm friendly. Matt would not be on the trailer poster if he wasn't going to be the main killer. I agree.
I mean, I agree, but we still
need more twists.
We do still have to take into account they could pull some Fugazi shit. They could,
yeah.
You know, he's going to be heavily featured in this movie. That could be their excuse if they don't bring him back alive to say, oh, well, that's why he was on the poster, because his presence was heavily featured. You know, right. And so I don't know. I personally think I'm at 90 to 10%. I think 90% he's coming back. But again, they could try to pull some Fugazi shit. We have to keep an open mind to everything.
Yeah. Our general already bounced the person that was being disrespectful. Hashtag
I seen Val said something in the Instagram chat.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Val.
Yeah, thank you. Gonna get to a couple more comments and then we're gonna call it a night. Wait a minute, mind blowing. Maybe that's why Billy had facial hair in the poster. What if they did the scene already but are saving them for Scream 7? Ooh, like they filmed it but they never released it. That would be interesting.
Right.
That would be something that I feel like something like that would have been released a long time. That's a big secret to keep,
Right.
over all these years. But that's a good point. I always wondered, like in the poster, Skeet Ulrich had the facial hair,
Mm-hmm.
and in the movie he didn't. You know,
Right. I ain't gonna lie though. I think it worked better for him without the facial hair because I can't imagine Billy having a mustache. Like when you really look at it now, go back and think about the movie and his character.
Yeah,
I can't see Billy having a mustache. Like, you know, I just can't. Like they did the right thing by having him cut it off.
yeah. Shannon says she's calling it a night. I'll watch it again on repeat. Yeah, we're about to call it right now. Super Pre-Fan says, I'm thinking burning the house into the cliffhanger. Yep. Paula said, I think it could be a stab movie too. We're going to find out in 1 week. It's almost here.
I can't believe it's already here.
I know.
This arrived fast. This arrived so fast, man. Like, just what? It was already 2 years ago, Destin. We went live when the announcement came through that Kevin was returning as director, with Nev returning as Sidney.
Mhm.
That's fucking crazy. 2 years ago already.
What's next after this one?
What, in regards to Scream?
It's a big franchise. I would think maybe the Crystal Lake series.
Oh, that's not coming in until December.
That's right. That's right. I don't know why I keep thinking it's December.
It doesn't look like Terrifier is going to get done anytime soon. I don't even think Thanksgiving is going to be done this year. I don't know about Saw. I'm hearing a few things about Saw, but I don't know. Like,
yes, we got Scary Movie to talk about in June.
Yeah, like,
but that's not the same.
Evil Dead Burns, like we got that.
Yeah.
That's really it from what I know so far. Like,
we got that new Mummy movie that's going to be coming out, but I'm not too
excited. I ain't watching shit.
I'm
not watching it. If it ain't got I know Brendan Fraser's.
They got that one coming too. They got that one coming too.
So why are they doing two? Like, geez, could you just stop it? There's only one Mummy, in my opinion, and that's Brendan Fraser's Mummies. I know they're more action adventure, but I actually enjoy those action adventure movies. Like,
I really don't want a kid mummy movie. I don't want a kid possession mummy movie. I'm not eager to see that. I feel like I've already seen that movie 1,000 times.
Right. Yeah.
It's like an exorcism. It's an exorcism movie that the girl became a mummy first. Now,
yeah, I'm good.
What else you got up your sleeve?
Right.
So, yeah, dude. Like, I don't know, man. I think we need something, man. Man, I hate that we got to wait so long because I mean that could get pushed, even though it's supposed to come out in December. It could get pushed to the 1st of 2027.
What?
Crystal Lake.
Yeah, it could. I honestly don't think so, though. I think they're going to capitalize on the fact that usually, kind of like Scream 96 did, there's no Christmas time horror like that much. So I think they're going to capitalize on that. You know, I mean, you've seen the response. Welcome to Derry ran from October through December.
Oh, yeah. Because a lot of people are watching around the holidays because they got a lot of time off work.
Yep. And there's not too much horror stuff after Halloween. Like, you know, usually between summertime and October, that's when you get your good string of good horror movies that come out and stuff like that. And then in Christmas time, I mean, this past year we had Silent Night, Deadly Night remake, but outside of that, we're not really getting too much holiday horror unless it's like straight to DVD or video or streaming or something like that or whatever. So, and man, it's been 3 years since they announced this. Yeah, I think it's going to be definitely December that we're going to start seeing this, and I'm excited for that, bro. Like, outside of Scream, and that's another thing. What I will say is, I think I think Scream 8's coming out in December. So
yeah, we could get 2 in the same year. If this, they might immediately after the first weekend or the second weekend of this movie being released, being like, we start filming Scream 8 April
Right.
or March or something like that. It's a big possibility.
Yeah.
Whatever conventions they're going to be at this year is going to be hype. A lot of hype. Yeah, dude. I think that whenever we get closer to Camp Crystal Lake, I think we're going to do that's going to be my time to do a lot of Friday the 13th content.
Well, I'm getting a head start on that. I'm going to start once this Scream stuff dies down a little bit or whatever, and we get to see the movie and we go through our thoughts and maybe we get some news on Scream 8, whatever. But I want to say in the next few weeks, I want to say maybe the next few weeks to a month, I'm going to start digging into what has been reported about Crystal Lake, all that stuff, and I'm going to start putting out videos and stuff. Like one video I know I'm going to do that I'm going to talk about is how the TV show could benefit a future movie in regards to actually giving us a fucking actual final girl in the Friday the 13th franchise, and not just one and done and then we move on to the next one. No, a continuous final girl to follow.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope we have like the definitive one.
Yes.
Cody says night. Destin, Marcus, and chat. Yeah, night to everybody. This is our sign off. We're gonna go ahead and close it tonight. Thank you for everyone to being a part of this. It's been fun. Marcus, thank you for coming on here and hanging out with me. It's always a pleasure. And I'll see you backstage in just a minute. Everybody, go subscribe to Marcus over at Show Him 6 Times and be a part of the party chat on Saturday night. So be looking out for that notification. So we love your faces.